Hello everybody, this is Gianluca with Modesto and this is my video number 10 on KiCad. As you remember last time we added 3D rendering for the LEDs in the layout, and so now we have basically the definition of our PCB board with the components and the rendering, 3D rendering. The square PCB of course is a limitation, so most of the time the kind of shape you have to have for a PCB is it depends on many factors. It depends on other components, mechanic component you have in your device, and so we want to have a way to be more flexible. You can use some of the tool of KiCad here, but the things that I normally do, I suggest you guys to do, is to use a tool like Inkscape, where you can define a drawing that you like, or is what you need to do for your specific application. In this case, just to show how flexible is this way to work, I define a shape, a fish shape, and then you can save the drawing that you want using a DXF format, so AutoCAD R14 DXF, and of course you give the name that you like. We can write, for instance, a PCB example in our case, just to have the correct name that we will import later on. So PCB example. You export this graphic. Of course you set the two flags that are just processing the way you process the image. And then when we have this available in our hard drive, we can, first of all, let's cancel the current drawing. So we go with our cursor exactly in one of the line of the drawing, and then we can delete all the drawing that we have in the PCB, and so you see now we don't have, and then we can import the file that we just created with Inkscape. So as you see here, you have a few parameters. First of all, let's use the correct file that we just defined, a PCB example, and then you see that here you have the thickness, which is 0.2 millimeters. We can in the previous the square we had was 0.05, but 0.2 is fine. And then here we have a factor, a scaled factor that we can also use. And here we go. You see you have the fish, and then you can put all the components in your electronic board inside the fish, of course, which is your new PCB shape. We start with resistor and LEDs. And then we move also the connector and the switch, which are actually, as you remember, we put two connectors basically. So we can put on the front part of the fish and front bottom part of the fish. So we rotate this one and we place it there. So now if we go and see the rendering, 3D rendering of this PCB, you will see that now is a fish. So this is just to show you how flexible is the platform. With older version of KiCad was much more difficult to do these things. So there was a way, but you had to go through different software and to do conversion and so on. Now it's very, very simple, and I really appreciate this feature. So in the next video we are going to take a look to the routing, so the connection of the different components with different tracks, and how we define that. And so I hope you like this video, and see you in the next one.